It is now 8 p.m. on Friday, October 29th, 2021. I am Alex Douglas, the lead pastor of Family Church of Heritage Green, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to this second and hopefully last digital fundraising gala. This event has been one of our favorite ways as a church family to celebrate all the amazing things that God has been doing over the past year in and among us, and to look ahead to where we will be going in the year to come. And, of course, it is our deepest hope that next year we will be able to sit down together and share this special time in person. However, this is actually a very special gala for us because it marks a milestone that makes this year ahead pretty important and a pretty special year for us. But more on that later. Let's begin with a greeting from some very special people that we have met in our worship services over the past year, our church family.
It's 10:30, time for church.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
I'm Brent.
And this is Katrina. We're the Connells.
Hi everyone, it's Ann Kinsman from Sudbury.
Hi there, welcome to Family Church. The readers for today were the Halls. I'm Nathan.
I'm Kara. I'm Brenna. I'm Theodore.
We're the Cluevines.
Welcome to Family Church.
Hi, I'm Colleen.
And I'm Patty.
Hi, we're the Connells.
Good morning, I'm Risha.
And I'm Wayne.
Welcome to Family Church.
Enjoy the service.
My name's Becca. My name's and Sarah. Welcome to Family Church.
I'm Justice.
And I'm Lynn. This is Casey, and welcome to Family Church.
Hi, I'm Carol.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And this is Echo.
Hi, we're the Hoydens from Dunville, Ontario.
Welcome to Family Church.
Hey!
Welcome to Family Church. I'm your virtual greeter this morning. My name's Joanne.
Good morning, friends. Kathy Pastor here, coming to you from beautiful Gage Park, Hamilton.
Good morning. It's a beautiful summer morning here in Dunville. We're overlooking the Lions Basin in Nova Scotia. We're ready to go.
Hi, we're the Laird family, and welcome to Family Church.
Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Philip.
Hi, I'm Michael. And this is Zoe.
And welcome to Family Church.
Hi, I'm Spike.
Hi, I'm Midnight.
Hi, I'm Fury.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
Hi, I'm Patrick.
Hi, I'm Noodles.
Hi, I'm Leo.
Good morning, and welcome to Family Church.
We're Pat and Jim Douglas, Pastor Alex's parents.
Hi, everybody. I'm Scott.
I'm Ellie. I'm Janelle, and this is Jeremiah.
Oh, hi, I'm Karma.
And I'm Richard.
Welcome to Family Church.
Hey everyone, we're the Souliers.
Welcome to Family Church.
Hi, Pascal. Hi, I'm Ruth. Hi, my name's Mael. My name's AJ.
Good morning. I'm Suzanne.
I'm Chloe.
And welcome to Family Church.
Welcome to Family Church. Enjoy the service and hope you have a wonderful Sunday.
Hi, I'm Ron, proud father of Miss Sarah. And I'm Linda.
And I'm Miles.
Good morning, Family Church. I'm Andrew, and this is my wife.
Karen.
I'm Holly.
And I'm Dave.
I'm Erica. This is Charlie.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
I'm Colton. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Deanna.
I'm Ken.
This is Mickey.
From our families to yours,
Welcome to Family Church.
And we hope you like your mug. I hope you like some your mugs with some coffee in it. I hope you like tea.
Hello and welcome once again to our 2021 Family Church Gala fundraiser. We are so thrilled that you could join us, and Aaron, thank you again for joining me in hosting. You know, not to toot our own horns, but we're becoming quite the hosting duo.
That's right. Maybe next year we'll get invited to Times Square for the ball drop.
Okay. Seacrest, if you're watching, and let's be honest, he is, we're available and interested.
By the way, I absolutely loved that greeting we just saw. It was such a wonderful reminder of the beautiful, diverse, and widespread family that God has blessed us with here at Family Church.
It is amazing, and it's such a wonderful reminder of God's faithfulness to the vision that launched Family Church in the first place. A vision of being an unapologetically family-focused church where families come to life in Jesus Christ.
You know, as much as I appreciate our congregational meetings, one of which we're having on Sunday, and love reading that annual report every year,
Real page turner.
I have to say for me, this gala is my favorite way of hearing about what the church has done so far and catching a vision of where God is leading us next as a congregation.
I could not agree more. It's something that has been part of this replant since the very beginning.
Speaking of the very beginning, how far back does this gala tradition go?
Oh, like, way back. Like, way back.
Yeah, last year you showed us one of the previous galas. I gotta be honest, I find it hard to believe that you've been hosting the gala for all those years.
Well, I find it hard to believe that you don't believe me. It just so happens that I was digging through the Family Church archives, as I do every Tuesday morning, and I happened across this little beauty that I think maybe you might be interested in taking a look at.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Well, give me a second. I will need to hook this up. It's been a while since I've played a VHS, but I'm sure we can make it work.
So I'm guessing, what year is this from?
Let me just say you will find it a totally gnarly experience.
The 1980s.
This is true. All right, let me just... As I said, I'm not entirely sure we have the cables for this. It has been 30 years, but I'm willing to give it a try. So, do you want to watch it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Enjoy! Hello? No, I'm not watching Dallas. Who shot JR? Oh, hi. Hey there. Welcome back to our totally tubular tri-annual 30th and to our fundraiser for Heritage Green Presbyterian Church. We are just so thankful that you're here. Aren't you having a rad time? I am. Well, now we are in hour 5, and I have an awesome, totally awesome update for you, and that is that we have a sponsor. That's right, we have a sponsor. It's a brand new network. You kids are going to love it. It's called TV. And is that like the muffins thing, or? No, it's music. It's right there. Music television. So it's like music television? They show videos of music? Like Fantasia, or? Well, you know what? I don't know what it is, but I bet it's fantastic. So how about we take a look now at some of the fine programming that you and I can expect from music television. Here we go.
It's as sweet as candy. Your taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I'll just stay affected
the network all the time. No. Sure, they're working the kinks out. Hey, we are here. We all know that. But, you can always count on the fact that MTV will always play nothing but music. And that's good. That is good. You know what else is good? This. Man, it's Crystal Pepsi. Have you had it? It's got legs, man. This stuff is going to last. This is what you should be investing in. Not that, what was that? Apple? What? Yeah, okay. Fruit. No. Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi. Take that to the bank. All right. Well, friends, I need to speak to something quickly here. In the past, we have been accused of being insensitive, shall we say, to booking our telecast at the same time as big events. And sure, I get it. I'm real. I'm with it. So I've asked our crack news team to provide me with updates as they come in. If something's happening in the world, you're going to hear about it. So you don't miss out. So you can still be here with us and not have, well, we got something. Is this legit? This is almost too legit. Friends, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, our Prime Minister, has resigned. That's heavy. Can we take a second and just pause and recognize the end of an era? This is the last time that we will ever hear the family name Trudeau in Canadian politics in the same sentence ever again in the history of now. Whoa. All right, let's move on to some good news. It's time for an update. Here we go. Are you ready? Get your electronic drums out and let's get a drum roll. Update time now. How is it a negative? What? Who sued us? Who? MTV? For that? Or you said it was fine. You're like, no one's going to see it anyway. So, wait a minute. What do you mean no one's going to see it anyway? You're part of our team. It's okay. It's okay. We're just going to be here a little longer. We're going to be fine. You know why? Because I have faith. I have faith. You have faith. George Michael isn't the only one who has faith. Okay? So we're just going to keep going. And that's fine. Honey, warm up the Easy Bake Oven. I think we're going to be having TV dinners for a little bit longer. But that's okay. Here we go, friends. We have some more really exciting tubular things coming. We have a guy who's written a new comic book called The Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Oh yeah? Watch this action, Dad.
Stretch, leg, and stretch, and leg, and stretch, and leg. Get those legs up to the sky, ladies.
Wait a minute. Was that?
Wow, I guess I was wrong to doubt you, Alex.
Yes, you were. Hang on. That looked an awful lot like...
I guess I just forget that we both had full and interesting lives before we met each other.
Yeah, we sure did.
Anyway, I'm truly glad to take part in this year's gala with you.
I am as well, Erin. I really am. Now, as you know, every year we like to play a game together because, let's face it, it reminds us of Sundays when we have that fun together as a family.
I'm so excited. What's the game?
Do you like Pictionary?
I love Pictionary. That's the game where you draw a picture and then we guess what it is, right?
Correct. And our friends at home, you can play along as well. Just put your guesses and answers into the chat box and have fun guessing what I'm drawing. Here we go. All right, so we are going to play 2 rounds of Pictionary, same category, which is going to be Family Church. Maybe specifically things that we do at Family Church.
Things we do at Family Church, okay.
Okay, all right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Then let's play. Okay, here we go. First one.
Things we do at Family Church. That is a boot. Family Church bootings. Oh, the bottom of the boot is called a sole.
Bingo. Yep.
Okay. Something to do with soles.
So that's the first.
Okay, sole. Part 1, sole. Something goes in the boot, you shoe. Oh, on sole. Okay. And it's a stinky shoe.
Oh, it's not stinky. If it was stinky, I'd be like,
Those aren't stink lines?
no.
Oh, it's a fire.
It's a fire,
So
which
fire.
means...
Oh, soul on fire.
Bingo. There you go. One of our family church favorites.
Action song.
Action song. Awesome. All right. Round 2?
Yeah, let's do it. That was so fun.
Here we
And
go.
same category. So again, something we do at family church.
Correct. Very
Okay.
correct. Okay. Here we go. Round 2.
And so it's a person probably with extra arms.
Poorly drawn.
Well, that's the
well,
the idea of Pictionary.
This
It's
is
not
true,
like
this is true.
an
It's not-
amazing
yeah, okay,
drawing.
fair enough.
And a big head. Oh, with a halo. It's an angel. So
There you go.
what
So you got the wings now.
family
Okay, that's
church thing involved angels? Is this another song like Hark the Herald Angels?
Not a song, although there were songs involved.
Oh, look at the little face. Okay. Is this the Nativity? Oh, I love that memory of
Our
family
digital
church.
nativity.
Yes.
Everything for the last year was digital. So,
Right.
but hey, yeah. I loved that. That was so cool
Mhm.
to be able to get that many kids involved,
Mhm.
even though we couldn't be here.
Yes,
That
and the
was
kids
pretty
from
fun.
all over Ontario really
That's true,
ended up
yeah.
being
We had
involved in
kids that
that.
were a part of it that have yet to set foot in this building. So
Well,
cool.
This was super fun, and it wouldn't be a family church gala without a game.
There we go. So this has been Family Church Gala Pictionary.
I love that games are such a part of family church.
They are indeed.
You mentioned earlier that you have something that you were looking forward to sharing with us tonight.
Yes, thank you. Those of you tuning in, and whether you've been around Family Church for a little while or for a long time, may not realize this, but we are now in our 7th year of replanting Family Church. That means 7 years have passed since this church was replanted with its family-focused mission. 7 years since God stepped in and started a new chapter in this church's history. Chapter of hope, mission, health, and growth. And do you know why 7 is such a special number?
Well, I know that God created the earth in 7 days in Genesis, and he gave us 7 days in a week. And wasn't 7 important to the Israelites to do with like planting and harvesting?
Absolutely. It was very important in terms of planting and replanting for God's people. And it also has a very special meaning for us this year.
Back in Old Testament times, farming was an incredibly important part of life. Without a good harvest, people could spend the entire year being hungry and underfed. In fact, farming was so important that the whole year used to revolve around the planting, growing, and harvesting of crops. Now, God knew how important farming was to his people, but he also wanted them to remember that, as important as the harvest was, it was even more important for them to organize their lives around their relationship with him. So he gave his people a plan to follow. For 6 years, plant your fields, God told them. Prune the branches in your vineyards and gather your crops. But the 7th year will be a year of rest for the land. It will be a special year, a Sabbath year, to honor the Lord. Do not plant your fields. Do not prune the branches in your vineyards. Do not gather what grows without being planted. And do not gather the grapes from the vines that you have not taken care of. the land must have a year of rest. And so the people did as they were told. For 6 years, they plowed the fields, planted the seeds, tended the crops, and gathered the harvest. And then, for 1 whole year, they let their fields rest. Then they started the cycle all over again. This was a special way of reminding them that they belonged to the Lord, and that everything good came from Him. It was also a way of starting again fresh every 7 years. Here at Family Church, we have been working hard to grow a harvest too. A harvest of healthy, happy families who are coming to life in Jesus Christ. Jesus told a parable about a man who sowed a field. He spread the seed everywhere, and wherever there was good soil, a beautiful crop grew that bore fruit. And so we decided to become the good soil for a church replant. We plowed the fields of our neighborhood by hosting events, meeting neighbors, and making great new friends. We planted the seeds of faith by inviting people to come and join us on Sunday mornings for breakfasts and special events, and then shared the good news of Jesus with them. And we saw an amazing harvest of lives being changed and families growing into deep relationships with our Savior. And then COVID came along, and we had no choice but to rest. No breakfasts, no market, no special events. Just like the Israelites who had to wait a whole year, we too were forced to sit and wait. And also, just like the Israelites, we were forced to trust in God to provide. And God has provided. During the time of COVID, He introduced us to brand new families. Some we would have never met otherwise. He taught us new ways of staying connected and worshiping together. And He has given us exactly what He gave the Israelites, a fresh, new start. Friends, a whole new season is beginning at Family Church. A new season of plowing and seeding and growing. A whole new opportunity to become soil for the next harvest. This is your chance to be part of replanting our neighborhood all over again. A chance to meet new neighbors and new families. A chance to open our doors all over again to those who are seeking health and life and wholeness. A chance to take part in being good soil and growing a whole new harvest for God's kingdom. We can't wait to see what God has planned for the next 7 years.
I love that idea that we get to start a whole new season of replanting together, just like how the fruit from one harvest becomes the seeds for the next crop.
Exactly. And I have another very exciting change to share with you. But first, a question. What would be better than one church working to share the good news of Jesus with this city?
Probably like multiple churches.
Correct. Multiple churches. Over the last several months, a group of church leaders, myself included, from around the city have been thinking and praying and listening to where Jesus is leading His churches in Hamilton. And we think He's leading us into something very special for the season ahead.
That sounds so exciting.
It is. And here to tell us more about this is our good friend, Pastor David.
Hi there, I'm Reverend David Moody. I'm the replanting pastor for the Presbytery of Hamilton. And today I want to talk to you about cooperative ministry. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you go to church? I think we all have different answers to that question. You know, we go for the community, we go for the fellowship. We go because we want to see our families grow healthy and strong. We go because we want to worship God. We go because we want to grow in our faith. And as we are discipled, as we become more and more disciples of Jesus, I think we also have this deep desire to do the things that he did, to follow his example, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to reach those who are far from God, to love the unloved, to baptize all nations, just like Jesus commissioned us to do. Those are deep desires that come on our heart as churches. And yet a lot of the time we don't do those things as much as we want to or desire to. Our churches tend to get busy with the work of the church, running our services and doing the business of the church and managing our budgets and, doing our meetings and stuff like that. And those are all good things and wonderful things, but they shouldn't be done at the expense of those heart things, those Jesus things that we're being commissioned and called to do. So if we don't want to be doing those things, why do we spend so much energy on this and not on that? And I think the answer comes down to the way our leadership is structured. We have this kind of model in the modern church, or at least in churches of our denomination and our type, and that is that you have one minister who sort of leads the congregation, and everything kind of comes down from there. And what do our ministers do? Well, I call it the 90-10 problem. 90% of our ministers' time are spent preaching and planning sermons and messages, and leading our sessions and committee groups, and taking care of our congregation, being pastoral care for our congregations. And those are all great things and wonderful things. But again, if 90% of your time is spent doing that, then there's only 10% left to do all those other things that our hearts are calling us to do, like small group ministry, like evangelism, like youth work or children's work or family ministry, any of those huge things that we're being called and want to do, we're not able to do, or we have to compress into this small piece. And of course we have wonderful staff and volunteers who help with those things, but ultimately it's the leadership from the top that determines what gets energy and what gets done and what doesn't. And so now imagine that we have all these churches all around the city with the same type of leaders and with the same 90-10 problem. They're all spending 90% of their time on the same things. And guess what? God didn't create us all the same. Each of us as ministers have different gifts. We have different abilities. Maybe preaching is not our primary gift. Maybe it is small group ministry or community work or something else. And yet we still only have this 10% to explore those. Well, what would happen if instead of us all doing the same 90-10, what if ministers were able to share and say, listen, you're better at this, why don't you do more of that? And I'm better at this, why don't I do some more of that? And why don't we combine those strengths across our gifts and in that way be able to do more than just twice as much, maybe 4 times as much with 2 people or 10 times as much with 3 people? Why don't we do that? Well, it's because we kind of have decided in our minds that a congregation is a single unit and it works alone, and we don't share our resources and we don't share our people or our talents. Well, what if we were to think of it differently? What if churches were to work together in groups? What if the leadership were to share their gifts and to take part in different activities and to lead different strengths and ministries across the different congregations? That's cooperative ministry. Cooperative ministry is about churches who are still acting as their own churches and living out their calling to their community and their vision for their local mission, but who are also working together collaboratively so that the ministers can share their gifts, so that if someone's got a strength for preaching, they get to do more of the preaching for the group of congregation. If someone's got a strength for small group ministry, then they would be organizing small group ministry across the congregations. And if someone has a passion for community work or family work or youth work, that those gifts would be shared across the congregations. And any resources that are developed would be shared. And that our lay leaders and our staff would be able to share ideas and bounce off each other and trade resources. That's the idea behind cooperative ministry. And it turns out that this is being done in some places very effectively, and we would love to try doing that in our presbytery. We think it's going to look different than it's being done in other places. We think we'll have to learn from it. We think we're going to have to experiment and try things out and succeed in some ways and fail in others. But we think it's worth trying. And so what we are proposing is a pilot project where we would be able to take several churches working together and see how combining those resources for God's kingdom will allow us to grow in so many different ways. It's like having multiple ministers working together on multiple sites to spread this net over the city, like Jesus fishing for men. It's spreading a net over the city, gathering up God's people in love, in care, in discipleship, and inviting them to be in deeper relationship with Jesus. So I would love to introduce to you three of the ministers who are talking about this together. Myself, I am the interim moderator for a church called Chalmers Walpole, and who is looking at being part of this project. And they're a rural congregation who are excited to see how this might play into their future plans of ministry. So I'm going to introduce you to our three other leaders who are also passionate about this and exploring whether this might fit and whether this is something we might be able to try together in 2022. So let me introduce to you first the Reverend John Reed.
Hi, my name is John Reed. I'm the minister here at St. Andrew's Church in Ancaster. And just want to say today why I'm excited about this idea, this concept of cooperative ministry. And a big part of it is being able to work as part of a team and multiply our gifts, both as ministers and as congregations. My first church, it was a renewal project. Doing it by myself was just way too hard. It was also way too hard for my congregation. And when I came here to St. Andrews, there's more critical mass. This is a bigger, healthier church than where I was before. But the work of renewal is so difficult when it's on your own. Even with the team that we have here, wonderful, gifted people, it's a lot of hard work and it can be very lonely. So the prospect of having not just other ministers, which for me personally as a minister is incredibly encouraging, to have other people who have gifts that I don't have, and people who can sharpen my gifts, but also the idea that my leadership can have other leaders from other churches to partner with, to take gifts that we don't have yet as a church, and add them to their gifts. And just again, that idea of multiplication, that when 2 or 3 people get together, it's not like adding suddenly we have 3, but then no, we have 9 or we have more than that. And that's what's needed in this current culture we're in right now, to renew, to really actually reach people, get them to know Jesus, be doing that work of transformation that God's kingdom calls us to. Doing it on our own, incredibly hard. Together, it's amazing what the Spirit can do.
Hey everybody, my name is Grant Vissers, and I'm the pastor here at Knox Church in Waterdown. As a church, we're located in Waterdown. We pull from really the city of Hamilton, also down into Burlington, Aldershot, places like that. And I love the idea of reaching people in our cities, loving our cities, serving our cities well. And one of the things that really excites me about a ministry cooperative is when I think about the network of churches across our city in Hamilton, the Presbytery of Hamilton, we have the potential and capacity to reach so many people with the love of Jesus in a way that matters and impacts their lives in real practical ways. And we're going to do that to greater degree and in better ways by cooperating and working together and doing this together than any one of us could on our own or any one congregation. Each one of us has unique gifts. Each congregation has been given unique gifts and abilities, been situated in very specific places, and yet together we know that we are better together, we are stronger when we work and serve our city together. So I can't wait to continue to figure that out together. What does it mean to bring life and to bring love to our city as the church in Hamilton?
Hi there, I'm Alex Douglas, the lead pastor of Family Church of Heritage Green here in beautiful Heritage Green, Upper Stony Creek. Our mission as a church is to be unapologetically family focused toward bringing families to life in Jesus Christ. And as I think of how to go about doing that mission in this time and in this place, a ministry cooperative gives me a tremendous amount of excitement. I'm excited for how a cooperative working with other congregations and John and Grant and other leaders that may come into the picture, I'm excited for how that will allow us to lean into the gifts that God has given us more intentionally, spend our time more wisely on the things that God has called us to specifically as a church, and for us to learn how to do ministry together. Figure out what are some best practices we can pick up from one another. What are some of the things that we don't need to do anymore because somebody else is doing it better? All of these things and more are just the tip of the iceberg of why I am so excited to explore this cooperative with you.
Wow, this sounds like a wonderful new chapter for the church, not just Family Church, but the whole city.
That is very much the idea. We are just so excited to see where God is going to lead us over the next year, and we would love for you to be a part of it.
That's right. This is your chance to invest in the mission and ministry of Family Church. Bringing the gospel to a new generation of families is no small task. It definitely isn't easy, but we are convinced it is important enough to pour our collective creativity and energy and hearts into.
And that is where you come in. This Gala fundraiser is an important part of our annual budget. Without your generosity and support, there's simply no way we could do what we do. Now it's my pleasure to hand things over to our treasurer, Richard, who will talk to you a little bit about the opportunity we have now to invest.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you're having a good time. I know whenever Pastor Alex is in the house, there's a few smiles and laughs and giggles that go around. So thanks for sharing in that with all of us. My name's Richard. I was asked to say a few words just on the financial implications of running a church. So I have the privilege of seeing all the multiple tithes and offerings that come in, and my heart is happy when I see that, when I see people giving sacrificially, when I see people giving in a way that just lets us know that they are partnering with us in the mission of Jesus Christ in this world. There's such a need for churches to really share what the good news of Jesus Christ is, that there is a different way of living, there is a different way that we can focus our energies on a wonderful Creator. We only hear that message from church, and Family Church is very committed to ensuring that that happens in the future as it has in the past. The last year and a half has been pretty interesting, and we won't go into that because every time you hear anyone speak, they say, what an unprecedented year. So I won't say that. Thank you so much for your gifts over the last 18 months. It has helped keep the lights on. And as it gave us time to figure out what we wanted to do for the future and re-energize our session, our congregation, and our community in what we are supposed to be, an unapologetically family-focused church where people can come, where people can feel at home, where people can use our building again, can use the property, can see what it is to have the light of Jesus in our life. And to do that, it does cost money. So this is a fundraising gala. I will not be shy. We need money, and we know it's there. It's in your pocket, or it's in your bank book, or it's in your investment account. But we need some of those dollars to ensure that the ministry that Family Church has been tasked to do can continue. And we're going to need us to dig deep, because it's been a year where we did survive, but we now need to thrive. We need to move forward. Our resting period is over. There's a lot of work to do, and it needs a lot of money. So sometimes, you know what, that $100 gift is just fantastic, but we're going to need some $500 gifts. We're going to need some $1,000 gifts. If you have been blessed over the last course of time, and a $10,000 gift is something that you could, think about and pray about and send our way, I want you to know that it'll be well used. It won't go to, the administration. It won't go to people's pockets. It will go to ministry. So please pray about that. E-transfer and send some money our way. It would be much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite you to take a minute to pray about how you can support this exciting and important ministry to families in our city. You can give us a call to pledge your support. We have an operator standing by, or you can fill out the donation form on our website at familygala.ca. If you call and get a busy signal, just give us a second and please call back so we can be sure to get your donation. Let us pause now, enjoy this song as we give together.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin, a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, blessings and mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Thank you so very much to each of you for the time that you have spent to be here with us here. Everything we do in life begins with a choice to either do something or not. And tonight you chose yes.
I think we need to acknowledge the fact that you had a very good opportunity there to reference Yoda, do or do not, and you didn't. Good job.
This is how God works at special events like the Family Church Gala. You never know how God will show up.
Okay, in all seriousness, from all of us here tonight, thank you for chiming in and tuning in and We've been speaking to kind of like a mostly empty room here, and it can feel a bit lonely, but not tonight. And in fact, on Sunday mornings, even before we reopened, we never really felt alone up here.
It's very true. It's been good to laugh and spend this time together and to get excited thinking about where God is leading us next and to commit and give to the mission that God has called us to, whatever that looks like in the year ahead. And so, thank you for your generous gifts tonight. Are we able to give an update at this point, or are the phone's buzzing?
I think our fundraising people are so busy taking the donations, they haven't been able to get us a number yet, which is just so lovely.
Wow. So the number that we have as of now is over $11,000 raised tonight. Thank you all so very much for your faithful gifts.
And don't think that just because this evening is about to wrap up that your window for giving is about to as well. We would encourage you to continue praying and considering how you can give. You can contact the church office about giving at any point throughout the year. And that includes any of you who might be watching this on replay.
Which brings us to some much-deserved thank yous and special recognitions. And first off, Aaron, thank you for your many years of serving as our Director of Children's Ministries. You were the everything that a family ministry champion is, and we hope that you know the gratitude that this church family has for your service. And personally, thank you for co-leading worship with me all throughout this pandemic and continuing that through today. My one biggest regret is that we never got you business cards that said Miss Aaron.
There's still time. I'll always be Miss Aaron, I think. And thank you, Alex, for shepherding this church through a very, very difficult time, arguably the craziest time in this church's history. And you did it all with grace and humor, and it's much appreciated by your church family.
Thank you.
As we recognized in September, Kathy Pastor retired as an active elder this year. Thank you, Kathy, for your dedicated service, and thank you for being part of the team this evening who helped accept donations.
Just a few weeks ago, we had to sadly accept the resignation letter of Ken Sheward as an active elder as well. Ken's history here at Family Church extends far beyond this replant, but it is the way in which Ken has always asked what needs to be done these past 7 years that I personally will not forget anytime soon. And I have said it before, and I will say it again, Ken, it will be a long, long time before anyone connected with this church does anything that you did not have your hand in. So thank you very much for your service, and we wish you God's richest blessings as you and Pal embark on your latest adventure together out east.
And a special thank you to everyone who helped us deliver online worship this past year. In particular, thanks to my husband, Andrew, for producing this service every week. And for risking your life climbing up that ridiculously tall ladder that made it possible for us to reopen in September with everything running smoothly.
They say that the best AV teams are the ones that you don't even know are there, and that's you, man. I forget you're here all the time. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who also contributed their voices and instruments to our digital praise team recordings. To Brandon, thank you for the time you spent collecting and considering the music that we would play and for preparing the lead tracks, and to Carla and Dan for the work that you did collecting the clips and putting them into the final videos that we still enjoy to this day.
And that blessed other churches as well. To everyone who ripped up carpet, cut up or smashed up the old platform, put down the new flooring, the sanctuary looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to welcome people back into this lovely new space.
And a special word of thanks to Pastor Ben, the newest member of the Family Church team. In the short time you've been with us, your impact has been massive. We thank you for your contagious joy in Jesus and for the dedication that you have for the youth of this community.
And a tremendous thank you to Cheryl, our office manager. Although that term doesn't adequately capture all you do, you've served us in countless ways this past year, including your role here tonight. We are so grateful that God has blessed us with you.
You heard from him earlier tonight. Richard, thank you for your service as our treasurer. And of course, to the one that keeps you on track, thank you, Carla, for your work in being our bookkeeper here at Family Church.
To the elders of Family Church, Kelly Valancourt, Lynn Dockstader, Joanne Ryerson, Scott Reed, Nathan Norris, my dearest and most beloved husband, Andrew, and Kathy, and Ken, thank you for your steady leadership this past year. Because I'm married to one of you, I know how much time and energy you have all put in this year.
I am so grateful for the approach that you bring to every situation and your desire to honor God and to model Christ's love, and not just the end decisions, but in how you discuss them and enact those things as well. Thank you for your service.
To David Moody for your hard work in putting together tonight's broadcast, from filming and editing to finding the worst and yet also most amazing music video I think most of us have ever seen.
It was horrible, absolutely horrible, but I'm still going to remember it. Just awesome. And most of all, thanks be to God. It is by God's grace and God's grace alone that we have been called into this mission, and through his provision that we are able to have events like this and to carry out his great commission in our community. We thank you again for your time and pray that this has been a blessing to you, an encouragement in your walk of faith, and a reminder of the great plans and love that Jesus has for you. Thank you again. May God bless you richly, and good night.
Good night.
Tell me where. What are you still doing here? Go home. You are home. Give. Give. Fine.